the first live did not go as planned, so we're back here redoing this. I spoke for about 2 or 3 minutes to an empty camera. Welcome to Asia Now, where I cover some of the top stories from the Philippines, Thailand, and other Asian countries. And I didn't do like a pre-recorded video today. It's Sunday morning for many of us and Saturday night for a lot of you guys. So we'll just have an open discussion about, is the Philippines right for you? Because lately there's been a whole, what's up?
I can't click on. Is the wrong with your phone, right?
Hmm?
I'm gonna try it again. Yeah.
I think we got one person watching now. Okay, we're live. So for some reason, after all these years, you would think I know how to do a live stream, right? My assistant today, she is helping me. Anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. Maybe two, Manola Jones, maybe two. I don't know what that means. But anyways, so let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. And as usual, I'll answer all your questions regarding the Philippines, Asia, travel, living here, probably potentially working here. Not so much about retiring here, but I have a little information about all that. And yeah, lately on Facebook groups and other expat forums, a lot of people complaining about the Philippines, which I find not really weird, but I think I want to address some of those because even on my own video comment sections, like I have guests on there and people tend to think just because their experience is not the same as my guests, that the guest is lying or something, right? So anyways, not all negativity, but so we'll talk about, is the Philippines right for you, what to expect if you've never been here, because it can be very different, right? So you look so beautiful. Okay. Was that you to me or to your channel? Somebody, did you write that to me?
No.
Oh, I saw it. I saw the, what do you call that? The pop-up. But it says YouTube Studio, so I thought you wrote it. Never mind. Anyways, so let's read some comments. May I have that so I can get into the comment section?
No, I'm gonna try to say that.
Okay, so we're also going to set a goal here on the super, because last time we set a goal, we actually reached it, and we had 10 super chats or I don't know if it's super thanks or super chats or super stickers. To be honest, I don't know the difference, but basically, if you guys support the channel 10 times, we'll go ahead and walk to the beach. I'll show you guys. We actually found a new way to the beach using the resort that's here, so it's really beautiful. You guys can take a look at the beach, but just ask all your questions, talk about it. Manila Jones is here. I can hear you well. Thank you. Okay, great. Hello from LA. Oh, Tetsuo. How is LA? I know the fires are crazy over there, right? So, of course, I hope everybody's safe over there. If you guys are living in LA, let me know how bad is the situation. I mean, I can't even imagine, but yeah. So, we'll get to some comments. This was not a good start to the morning, to be honest, because for some reason, it didn't go smoothly, we had the video unlisted at first, then went public, and then now we can't seem to edit anything on it. So, typical YouTube issues. If you guys are content creators or have ever tried to make a video on YouTube, you'll know how much effort actually goes into it, but I'll get into that another time. But let's talk about some negativity. So, for example, speaking of my own video, last 2 or 3 guests that I had on my Living Abroad channel, I did an interview. The first guest was a doctor. The guy is like a serious, world-renowned doctor. I had no idea until afterwards when I saw all the comment section. People just like praising him, love the fact that he's in the Philippines, and he's apparently really well known. And what he does is like stem cell surgery, I guess, or whatever. But he takes like your own stem cells, rejuvenates your, like, for example, your joints, your knee, and stuff like that. So he was telling me and the audience how much he loved the Philippines, how happy he is with his wife, and they have a child coming. But I couldn't believe how many people were just negative in the comment section. Oh, they're gonna take your money, or they're gonna ruin your life. I'm like, buddy, like, this is not your life. This is this dude's experience. He's having a great time. People have good relationships. People have bad relationships. But you can't just brush the whole country with one kind of paintbrush, right? Saying all women are scammers. I mean, the same thing happens in any country, right? So it's important to keep that in mind, right? Like, just because you don't experience something doesn't mean it doesn't happen to other people, or vice versa, right? So that kind of, that rubbed me the wrong way, but I just felt bad because my guest was like there basically helping me out by giving me an interview, and the comment section, people just hating on him. But the guy just seemed very happy, and I met him, and he has a condominium in the same condo I was staying at. A very happy guy, positive guy. He was helping the community, not only was he just like starting a practice in the Philippines, he was training Filipinos how to do exactly what he does and to go ahead and, he's the only one apparently in the country doing something like that. And then the second one was my personal friends, Stephen and Bea, who are a couple in the Iloilo. And Stephen was talking about how his happiness is and all that. And he mentioned something about he's from the South, he's from Louisiana, I believe, and he mentioned he's in the Philippines because of the weather. And somebody said, "Hey man, it's not cold in the South, so I don't buy it, I don't believe it." And the guy's like, "Buddy, I didn't live there for all my life, I grew up there, I was born there. So it's funny how people take other people's experience and they think automatically they're lying or not truthful about something because they themselves didn't experience it. So I'm like, buddy, if you're that type of person, the Philippines may not be for you, right? Because if you have that much negativity in you, no country is going to change that. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's sad to see people that down because I understand people go through different things, but it's like, you got to remember, every single person has a different experience, right? So just because I feel some way or what I went through doesn't mean it's the exact same thing as you. So if you come to the Philippines for the first time, my biggest advice would be two things. Number one, just let go of any expectations you've had, any YouTube video you watched, any kind of like advice or, any kind of suggestions you heard from YouTubers. They had their own thing, right? So come here with an open mind. And the second thing is to like, don't commit too early to anything, obviously no relationship, no purchase of any big purchases, no, even your own like domain, your own dwelling. Don't settle somewhere for like a year immediately just to save a couple $100, right? Because maybe you don't like that place. Maybe you don't like your neighborhood. Maybe you don't like the building itself. Maybe you don't like the vibes in that city. Now you're stuck there for a year, and now you're gonna say, "Oh, all the Philippines is garbage," right? So it's difficult.
Hold this and pin because you read
Where is it?
in the comment.
Oh, I see. If we reach 10 super thanks, we'll explore the beach. Okay, let me go ahead and
You pin.
I'm gonna send it, and I'm gonna pin it.
Yeah.
Okay, sound like a goat, man. Meh. Okay, now that I've got some of that out of the way, we're gonna get into more reasons if the Philippines is right for you. But first, guys, there's 40 people watching, only 6 likes. Just double tap your screen for a thumbs up, and if you reach our goal, we'll go ahead and go to the beach.
Is the amazing one, not like the last
Yeah,
one.
I know. Last time I went to the beach, it was at nighttime. We didn't really see that much when we reached our goal. So this time it's daytime, and we found like a back way of getting there. So I think it's pretty cool. Hey guys, what's up, everybody? Says Jose, one of our members and a generous one. And like, oh, Philip Massey's here. Hey Alex, Happy New Year. How's everything going? Everything's wonderful. Everything is great, and Happy New Year to you. Manila Jones says, I want to take a cross-country ride, maybe starting in Calbayog, down the coast, jump island to island. Any suggestions? Absolutely nothing. I don't know nothing about proper traveling on a scooter. I would say obviously drive very, very conservatively and defensively, I want to say. Please wear a helmet. Every single day I hear somebody either losing their life or getting close to losing their life from riding motorcycles in Southeast Asia. So just be careful, because it's not always you, right? Somebody else can not follow the rules. A lot of the bigger trucks, they just don't care. And honestly, they think they own the road. Anywhere in Asia, it's a very, very different driving culture. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So when I say that, there might be somebody saying, oh, I've driven in the Philippines 30 years. Nothing happened to me. That's great. But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? So keep that in mind. And I want you to be safe in Asia, right? So wear a helmet, have the proper documentation. I think you have 3 months worth of, if you have an international license, if you have a US, Canadian, any kind of license from your home country, it's still valid in the Philippines for 3 months. And after that, you have to get a proper Philippines driver's license. So that kind of stuff, and have cash, because cash is king. Credit cards and debit cards may not work in some rural areas, so be sure to have enough cash on you. And as far as motorcycle riding goes, I'm not very experienced in that. I've only recently started to ride a scooter. It's a lot of fun though. I can see why people love it. I can see why people get into it and all that. So that could be my only advice, because I'm not very well traveled on a scooter especially. Oh, Jose's going to be back out here the end of March. Pretty cool. I think I will not be in the Philippines that time. Hey, Alex, fellow traveler. Hello. Joseph's back in. Oh, Joseph's here, back in Lapu Lapu. Okay. Uh, Discerning Dash says, believe some guys are my my thing froze. Anyways, I believe some guys are the problem. Dating many Filipinas, I still don't have a relationship. For example, Chad Foster, a YouTuber, been in the Philippines 2 years. He dates and still no relationship. Okay, so I think I have not met Chad. He was in Cebu, I think last year when I was there. I know he makes some good content as far as, but this is one of those situations. For example, so um, this person mentioned Chad Foster, and I find like a YouTube community in some areas in the Philippines can be very toxic. I'm going to be straightforward. People make content talking about other people nonstop. Like, I'm not saying just gentlemen making the comments. I'm talking about YouTubers, and they just become this like gossip kind of environment, you know. So I don't know. Maybe some people like that, right? Just like there's nothing better to do. But it's not something that I know anything about. I typically don't watch any other YouTuber, not because I'm a hater or I just don't have enough time. First of all, to commit to the channel. Secondly, I don't want it to influence anything I'm doing or like start getting to that path of gossiping about other channels, right? Maybe he hasn't found the right person. Maybe he's not really dating seriously. Maybe he's just playing the field. Maybe he has no intentions. Maybe it's all for content, right? We don't really know. Maybe he's got a girlfriend and he's not telling you. You can't believe everything people will say online, right? So people's relationships should be private, in my opinion, when it comes to that. But speaking of relationships, you guys hear about that guy, that American dude that apparently took his wife to the U.S. and she divorced him immediately after they got married. But then I heard something about him like mistreating her and all that. Like, you know what they say, there's always two sides to a story. So that's a whole different thing. But let's get back into some of the questions you guys had regarding Philippines and all that. Theta Trading says, I'm tall, white guy. I'm like a magnet for the beggars. That's a whole nother level. The beggars, right? Brings us to the story about the flower girl, too. Although she wasn't begging, but my point is, in the Philippines, I think you must be very naive to believe people are not poor. Like, there are a lot of poor people in the Philippines. People are just trying to live day by day. Some people beg, some people sell flowers, some people are just lazy. You know, there's a whole group of a variety of people, right? So if it's something you want nothing to do with, just ignore them. If you don't want to give money to anybody, just ignore them. They might beg you, just walk by. And eventually they'll give up, right? I know it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to feel like I'm kind of like defending a syndicate or someone that's harassing you. That's obviously unacceptable. But the only way you can deal with your environment is just to like manage your own behavior and your own actions, right? You can't change the entire culture of, let's say, these street kids, for example, right? But what you can do is just ignore them. Walk across the street. Just don't talk to them. Don't engage. It's like when somebody sends you a message in your DMs, right? There's no point of in your inbox, for example. Like yesterday, I don't think I have the message. I deleted it. So yesterday, I got a message from a girl saying, "Hey, Alex." I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "I'm good. What can I help you with?" I thought it was like either a subscriber or somebody I've interviewed in the past. I didn't recognize the picture, but they were from Tbilisi, which I visited. So I'm like, maybe I met this girl at some point, and I simply forgot or something, right? So she's like, "I need your help." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." I'm like, "What do you need help with?" Because I don't want to dismiss somebody before it's whatever. She's like, "Can you send me 7 gel?" Now, 7 gel is a Georgian real, I think, or whatever the currency is. It's about $2.50. She's like, "I'm in need." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." I'm like, then that's when I stopped because I just blocked and deleted her. But my point is, I knew where this was going. So 7 gel, what kind of trouble are you in? Oh yeah, my bad. I'm like, how do I know you, or how do we know each other? And she says, I don't know. You don't know, but you're asking me for money, right? So this is what I'm talking about. They give you these little breadcrumbs for you to like, or like try to bait you into something. Because somebody might think, okay, $7 or $2, not much. Let me go help somebody out because you're a good person. But that's going to lead to like a whole bunch of other requests, right? So that's something you don't want to partake in. Same with like outside, right? If you give them a little bit of money, you're thinking I'm helping somebody. First of all, you shouldn't be giving anybody any money. Apparently, I don't know the actual law, but everybody keeps telling me it's against Philippines law to give money. I'm getting way off topic. I don't know what I'm saying, but double click, double tap for the like. If we reach the 10 super chats, we'll go ahead and go to the beach.
Yay!
Yay!
Click the like, double tap screen.
Tom, nobody knows what you're saying. Sound like a bunch of gibberish. Speak out loud. Enunciate. Yay! We're gonna go to the beach. Okay.
Yay! Yay!
Yesterday, went to the Shabu place. So once again, if you've never been to the Philippines or to Thailand or anywhere Southeast Asia, shabu is a style of like a Korean buffet essentially. Sometimes you get a grill, sometimes you get soup, sometimes you get both. And we had an amazing time. This place was really tasty. So we grilled a whole bunch of meats and seafood and a whole bunch of side dishes, right?
Yeah.
So I highly recommend enjoying that if you're here for only anywhere from $8 to $12 depending on your location and country. It's not that expensive. Let me go ahead and read some more. Sprouse and Ember says, "How much do 3,800 a month gets you in the Philippines?" I don't know, bro. You got to be a bit more specific about that. It gets you a whole bunch of stuff. You can live really well there for that much.
Go fast, a lot of comment.
Okay. Discerning Dash, I came to the Philippines for a month and I was able to find good women and have a serious relationship. Some men don't know how to choose and unreasonable. That is why he can't get a relationship. I don't know about him. I'm not going to speak about Chad Foster specifically, but the closer the age gap, the more chances of a real relationship you're going to have. That's just, I think, universal. And if you're going to go to the bars and expect to find your wife, I'm sorry, that's on you. Like, you can't. It's impossible. I don't care what anybody says. You might find one lucky or one diamond in the rough where somebody was dragged to the bar by their friends and you just happen to talk to them. But it's very rare. You can't be online and like on these dating sites talking to women who are specifically looking for foreigners and then get upset when they want help with finances or something like that. So you got to be realistic with yourself. I mean, it is some very common sense stuff, but sometimes I think many people, we forget. Like, we just see these videos of women and, or, you know, they're attractive and like, oh, I can get this girl, but you forget that maybe there's a 40-year age gap between you guys and there might be a reason why they're interested in you, right? Greetings from Belgium. Hey, Walter's here. Alex, don't feed the trolls. Yeah, I don't. You'll be surprised how many people I ignore or even kick off the channel. I don't care. I don't tolerate nonsense. You guys want to share your thoughts? Cool. But if you're gonna try to be a wise guy or smart with me or disrespect people directly, fuck out of here, man. I'm not dealing with that nonsense. I'm a grown man. Not just me, but to my guests or whoever, right? Or within yourself, if you're talking, that's your business. But like, if you're gonna like purposely be a troll, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Greeting from South Korea. Oh, TND, South Korea. I was gonna go there like this vacation. I was gonna go there 3 weeks ago, South Korea, but I realized it's gonna be cold. Well, I wasn't gonna go, but I looked into it briefly, but I'm like, I'll do it another time. Frank says, Happy New Year. Alex, kind of confused. Do you live in Iloilo? I don't live in Iloilo. Cebu City is my base. I visited Iloilo for a month just because I wanted to check it out. I had a great time, to be honest. Very different type of city, Iloilo. I mean, a lot of the same stuff as anywhere in the Philippines, but just overall, less traffic, a bit more, tad bit more clean, more organized. It seemed like the expat community was a bit more family oriented, not a bunch of people just sitting at a bar all day. I'm sure there are, like any place, but it wasn't as obvious as other places, I think. Alex, miss hanging out. Let's go for a coffee next time in Cebu. Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm just so busy these days. A lot of people ask me in the emails or comment section they want to grab a coffee. If you see me outside, I'm always going to be out there at either Ayala Mall or IT Park. Say hello, and we'll grab a coffee. Who else here? Oh, TND is going to make their move in October. Yeah, come on down. What's up, Ketchup? Gangster Gummy Bear, go to Singapore if you don't want to find beggars. Yeah, yeah, great point, right? Like, if you want to live in a developing country where people are still working for less than $10 a day on average, I'm sure, then you can't expect them to have everything that you have, right? Like, I know it's annoying. I'm trying to eat and somebody's knocking on the window, right? Like, that I understand, but like, I should stop eating at Jollibee then if I don't want that kind of environment, right? So it's part of the whole deal. You can't pick and choose sometimes. I mean, like I said, you have control over what you do, but I think it's important to remember where you are sometimes. And we forget because we get kind of into this daily routine, and like, people speak English and they have the malls and all that. But that's just like a small portion of many cities. The real life is out there, right? Many of us don't ever wander into like the barangays that are like, the locals are living in, right? So yeah, okay. So double tap the screen, guys. Give me those likes so we can get YouTube to like this video, I guess, and show it to some more people. Um, yeah, if you don't want beggars, go to Singapore.
Good
Uh,
morning. Oops, my face.
yeah, half your face was poking out this way. What's next? Let's see. Or if you feel really bad about it, I'm sure there's a local charity or community organization and volunteer. Yeah, exactly. If you want to give back to community, try to do it like through organizations. Go to these dog shelters, go to these like orphanages. I remember when I first came to the Philippines, I went to a couple orphanages near a police station in Cebu City itself, and we just kind of spent half a day with the kids, bought them like Jollibees and just play different games and made these like gift bags and all that. You can do a bunch of stuff. It's not just like orphans or whatever, but like there are organizations where hopefully it's a bit more reputable and you can see your money actually being distributed that same day sometimes, right? So instead of like giving a couple pesos to random people that you don't know if they're going to spend it on whatever, you can actually donate to organizations and make a real difference, right? Good morning, Alex. Are there any cities or places here in the Philippines that you haven't been to that you'd like to go to? Yes, I would like to visit Angeles City. I've never been there yet. I feel like it's going to be like the Pattaya of the Philippines. I want to visit Baguio as well, just because I hear it's cooler climate. Everybody says that. So I think those two places, perhaps in the near future.
Boracay.
Nah, I don't want to go to Boracay.
Luzon.
Luzon's a whole island up there, like the half, one third of the country is Luzon. But I've been to Luzon, right? So, what's next? TND Production says, I give money if actually know they are destitute. You can, for example, instead of money, buy somebody a meal, right? That way you know they got to eat it, right? Something like that. Buy somebody a pair of slippers or shoes, a t-shirt, something like that. So, may have to move there. Canada is way too expensive. Canada is a joke, Farmer says. Yes, Farmer, thus the reason me not living in Canada. Bun that, I'm gone. Like, it's too expensive. It's not worth it. Paul H says, I have a driving while intoxicated with possession of marijuana from 40 years ago. Will this criminal record prevent me from entering with all of the new crackdowns? I don't know, man. That's a risk you're going to have to take. It comes down to the immigration officer, to be honest. 40 years ago is a long time. I don't know if their systems are still, I have no idea. I'm not going to tell you what to do about that. I'll suggest contact the consulate in the Philippines, the U.S. consulate, send them an email, or immigration, the Bureau of Immigration, copy everybody that you think might be relevant, email them and ask. And I wouldn't really include my first or last real name, just say Bob or whatever. And just be like, hey man, this is what's going on. List the details exactly and say, maybe not the dates or whatever, just mention the charges and ask them, can I visit? And even then, to be honest, you don't know. They could say, yeah, go ahead, come on over. And you're at the airport, immigration season flags you and you got to go back, right? So I don't know. Depends why you want to come to the Philippines. If it's just for a simple vacation, I don't know. Honestly, that's a really difficult question because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about criminology when it comes to what you can and cannot do. I just feel like a lot of times it comes down to the individual immigration officer and how they're feeling that day, if they're doing their job thoroughly enough, if they're simply just looking at the screen, stamping, go ahead. So it's just a risk you're gonna have to take, to be honest. Ben says, hello, Alex and Palm. Good morning. Good morning, Ben. Hello from the Philippines, Antonio. Blue Reader says, Alex, can I get a Filipino husband, older guy, because I'm older? Yeah, of course you can. There's a lot of Filipino men that be interested in foreigners or whoever. Shabu, I thought that was meth in the Philippines. It is. Shabu is both meth and style of eating. Or, yeah.
All you can eat.
All you can eat, right? Oh, so Steven says, Paul, no, but you can obtain a multi-entry visa at the Philippines embassy with check up on, be sure. Yeah, I'll just like go ahead and ask. Oh, Giselle's here. Hi, Alex. Hello. Data hoarder. Yo, 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 yo. Um, Thank you, Steven. Says Paul, data hoarder. So, what made you want to start this channel? Oh, that's a great question. Asia Now, because right now my main channel, Living Abroad, it's a lot of effort and time to actually go out there and interact with locals and foreigners, and it's just time consuming, number one. Number two, it's a lot of cold sales. Like, I feel like, approaching somebody for an interview randomly, they don't know you. Sometimes, obviously, it's not the ideal situation. And I always follow some of the new stuff anyways about the Philippines and Thailand and other countries. So it was something that I knew I would be interested about talking, and the content I'd be actually enjoyable to me to make, and not just to like for you guys, hopefully. So I'm like, let me try this and see what happens, and hopefully this could be like a soft transition from the living abroad to this. At least for now, this might be like a long-term goal, but that was the case. But now I find that this is also very time consuming to do a video that's only 10 minutes to you guys. It actually takes about 6 to 8 hours to put together from the beginning to the end when you consider research, filming, editing, the overlays, and all that stuff. So, but this is like a long-term thing for me. So let's see what happens. But that was some of the main reasons. Um, Giselle says, are you coming back to Canada anytime soon? Another great question. I keep thinking about it. I keep wanting to go back, but I just don't have a big enough reason to. So whenever there's some reason for me to go back, I will. I was considering going back for this winter, Christmas, holidays. But once again, I just didn't have enough of a reason to go back. Of course, I miss family and friends, but just video calls is enough for me for now. I would love to go to the Philippines again. The weather in the U.S. is terrible. Yeah, the weather can be terrible. You got fires from one end, snow from the other end. It's the same as Canada, right? So last year the whole place was on fire, one side of the country on Vancouver side. So, yeah, the Philippines of course has like typhoons and all that. But if you are centrally located, like Cebu, I think got hit with Odette not recently, maybe 3 years ago. But usually, if you stay somewhere central, it won't affect you as much as if you're near the coast and all that. But that's just once again assumption based off what I see. Um, Walter says, Alex, I visited Seoul beginning of April. Not too cold anymore. Yeah, April's a good month, and I think that's the time I might consider Seoul. It's in the next 3 months. Steven said, Asia Now, good chat, thank you. Ben, Blue Reader, okay, I missed the first part of what Alex said. I thought he was getting to the hard stuff. No, I'm not getting into any of that. I don't even smoke cigarettes, man. I'm straight. I like my sanity. Um, Mr. GQ says, is there any street violent crimes there? This is a question that also gets asked very often. Is the Philippines safe? And if you're the type of person that worries about everything, I don't know. So is it right for you? I would not say yes, because there's street crimes in every country, but I can promise you this, it's a lot less than the US and Canada even. Like, you won't see crime the same way. Like, I never once felt unsafe traveling in any city at any time. Does bad stuff happen? Yeah, of course, but so does everywhere else, right? And usually, if you're respectful, if you're not getting into weird situations, drug deals and money lending and like drinking till 5 in the morning and starting fights with random people and disrespecting the locals in some way or another, then yeah, you're gonna be fine. But if you're just like a wild card and doing whatever you want, thinking just because you're in Asia and you got a little bit of money compared to the Filipinos, maybe you think you're a big shot, somebody will put you in your place. So like, if you're a normal person acting normal, you'll never have any problems. I won't say never, but you'll most likely will never have any problems in the Philippines. People are very kind. People are generous. People are the one reason I'm still in the Philippines. Like, not one of the reasons why I'm in the Philippines and not Thailand or Vietnam permanently, right? So, or whichever other country. So the fact that they are so friendly, they're approachable, they speak English, people just, I don't know, they're different in the Philippines. So I figured, for me at least, in my lifestyle, that's where I want to be. So if you're worried about safety, I don't know. Nothing's ever happened to me. And yeah, this is one of those things. Just because it doesn't happen to me doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? But you should be fine. Gangsta Gummy Bear. Many people would be surprised how developed some of the provinces in the northern area are. They just judge Philippines mostly off the 2 or 3 cities they visited, but have no idea. Yeah, another great point. But both can be said from the other side as well, right? There are a lot of developing areas, but a lot of like not developed areas, right? So it's not fair to judge the whole country based on either or, but it's fair to be aware of the different areas that are potentially one or the other, right? So I mean, you can just kind of like gauge or set your gauge based off that. What? Wow, that's interesting. TD in production says meth in the Philippines is called Philippines because it comes from the Philippines. Okay, interesting.
Orange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Paul says, thank you for all the responses. I understand that you are not a legal responder, but respect your opinion. Thank you. Yeah, I just don't want to mislead somebody. Yeah, come on over. It's fine. You show up at the airport, they deny you, right? So, uh, I'm having an orange. Paul says, being that I'm retired and not a bar person, I would be watching more TV than chasing skirts. And things like the U.S. What happened? Something on my chin?
No, you hold this in the right hand because this side is more handsome.
Bruh. Actually, that side is pretty more. You're right. I'm going to talk to you guys like this from now on. It's always nice to hear somebody call you ugly, right? Hey, Willie's here. What's today's topic? Oh, yeah, the Philippines is right for me. Yeah, exactly. Today's topic is basically what I'm trying to say in this video. Nobody can tell you what is right or wrong for you, right? You got to come here. I'd recommend never just to sell everything and move to any country. I think it's important to go ahead and live somewhere for at least 2 or 3 months to see. That's good for now. If that country is for you. My advice would be, if you're somebody that's in a position that has stable income monthly, I would not settle anywhere at least for a year. Go ahead and explore, man. The Philippines, not just the Philippines, different countries too. But if you really want to sit in the Philippines because of English and the visas and all that, then go ahead and explore different provinces, right? There's so many places in the Philippines. You don't know which place is gonna really like be the right fit for you, right? So go ahead and do that. But the idea of this whole video was to like, don't allow somebody's opinion to either like justify you coming here or not coming here, right? Because everybody can have a different opinion. Like yesterday, the flower girl, or 2 days ago, we all saw the same video, but everybody had a different opinion, right? So same thing can happen. You could all come to the Philippines, and we're in the Philippines, but we all have different opinions about the whole thing, right? Somebody can see one thing and not be bothered by it, but somebody else can see it, can just be totally turned off, right? So keep that in mind, right? And nobody is lying. I mean, I don't know, it was lying. My point is like, nobody's reality is a lie. That's what they feel given their situation. So, hey, Gabriel's from Australia. Hello. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is not me. How did I? Oh, there we go. Speaking of the support, Walter says topic equals super chat so we can go to the beach. Kidding. Yeah, that too. If you guys want to, we haven't even hit one, so I don't think we're going to reach that. It's 33 minutes. If we hit 10 super thanks or super chats, we'll go to the beach. Um, Speaking of the beach, I'm trying to think of the best beach I've been to in the Philippines. I still like Malapascua. That was a white beach sand,
White
right?
sand
White
beach.
sand beach. Still in my mind, right? We met that couple there. Pretty nice couple. I don't know. So, just memories, you know. The good thing about the Philippines, like I said every single time, you can live pretty much any kind of life you want. You can be a beach, you can be a city, you can be in a province. The options, and typically people don't bother you. Uh, so yeah, life's great. Can't complain. I keep putting up and I keep leaving. Anyways. Be back in 5 days. Going back to CDO. Okay. Cagayan de Oro. Alex Q's, I disclose your location. Will not do that again. Nah, it's okay. No worries, man. I mean, it's not a secret, but a warning. It's so fucking hot in the summer. Yeah, It's not just hot. The Philippines will have you sweating nonstop because of the humidity. Humidity. Yeah, anyways, last time I was there it wasn't so bad, which was like 3 weeks, yeah, for the past 3 months basically. I just left recently. And next week, I'm going to be checking in from a different country. First time visiting this country. So I'm excited about that before going back to the Philippines. But it's going to be great. I'm
Yeah.
excited and a little, not worried, but see what happens, Uh, Whenever I travel, I rarely do any kind of research. The only thing I look for is visa entries, and that's it. Because just like movie trailers, I don't watch movie trailers. I don't want to see the whole movie in the first 30 seconds and then watch just people talking the whole movie. I just show up like a brand new baby, in the country. Whatever happens, happens. So let's see what happens with that. Um, Blue Reader says an advantage of the Philippines has over Thailand is that our direct flights to Manila from the U.S. Hey, yeah, that's great, wonderful. Um, Cannot disagree or deny that. Are there direct flights to Bangkok? I don't think so. Is there?
They're
From the U.S.?
about to announce
They might be coming soon.
next month.
All I know, Thailand is heavily pushing tourism on all angles. Casinos are gonna or might be legalized soon. Weed has been on and off forever. Visa-free entry for so many countries. They extended the visa. They've dropped the requirements for the retiree visa. There's always something going on all the time to try to bring in people. But sometimes, obviously, that brings in the bad apples too. So then they got to deal with that whole thing on the other side of the spectrum. Fellow traveler says, Vietnam? No, I've been to Vietnam 3 times now, so it's a country I've never been to. So if you guys want to find that out, stay tuned to the channel. Let's just say this. Canadians need a visa to enter this country. Blue Reader says, I love Thailand. Spent 2 months there this year, but 24-hour travel day. Okay. Hey Joe says, I went to Chinatown and turned the corner and the entire area was selling car parts and the air quality went from bad to worse. I actually thought I was going to die. Jeff says, good day. Hello, Jeff. Yeah, Southeast Asia, I don't think I've been to any country with the pollution. Maybe Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, and Penang and Cameron Highlands was okay. But because Malaysia is so green and I think they're just a bit more developed than some countries in Southeast Asia. But most countries in Southeast Asia, the pollution, if you're coming from Canada or the US, is horrible. Like,
Here's the facts. I saw the news lately about the global warming because they create the temperature change, as everyone know, right? And then they create some pressure, cold pressure, especially this year. That's why they have like a new thing that is colder than usual in 10 years.
how about Thailand? It's been cold in Thailand?
10 years that never be cold like
This
this.
is the coldest in 10 years.
Yes.
Very interesting.
And like they have a lot of pressure go down, right, and bring all the weather and the pollution. That's why especially this time normally they don't have pollution, but they also bring it.
Got it.
It's gonna getting worse and worse in every year from the doctor said. No,
Doctor.
scientist, somebody that works.
Somebody that knows what they're talking about, right? So, that's,
But this is facts. You can search, but I'm not good at explanation.
no, we understand. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what you're talking about. But yeah, the pollution sucks. Burma, Myanmar. Sorry for Chinatown, Manila. Oh, I got it. Okay. Above it all says, I often drink a lot of guys forget that the Philippines isn't perfect. The benefits you give up for a lower cost of living may be too much for a lot of guys. There's no security blanket. That's a great point, right? So just like anything in life, what you're giving up is quality versus like the price and all that, right? So for example, I don't know, I can't, it's the same topic. People talk about it all the time on every channel, I'm sure, or a lot of channels. I don't want to do the same thing, but basically come in here, have like either no expectations or have like more realistic expectations, right? So first of all, traffic's going to be horrible if you're living in Cebu City and Manila and now Davao. I guess I never knew that, but traffic's bad. The humidity is like really horrible sometimes, and the whole taxi scams and other scams, those are common travel knowledge. Anybody should know about any country. I don't know what else problems have with the Philippines, but like, just, yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that with every single video, but it's easy to forget that, you're not back home sometimes. Walter said to Wanderlust, yes, warning to travel, do not be scared by extreme high hotel prices now in Cebu. It is just the festival. It is. Today is the actual big parade, right? Today is the Sinulog big parade in Cebu City. If you're there right now, you're gonna see it. It's everywhere as it goes throughout the whole city and ends up somewhere, and it's gonna be. They actually turn off cell service because I don't know why they do that, but they turn off your cell phones, basically all the data. I think they just either can't keep up with the congestion of the whatever happens. I'm not a data specialist, but they turn off the cell service. Traffic's horrible. Good luck getting a taxi. You're better off walking the whole city. It's just crazy out there. The prices are through the roof because it's a supply and demand issue, right? But after Sinulog, which should be tomorrow, things should go back to normal. My views, your world. Hi, everyone. Hello. Willie said, I don't agree. Sorry. I live a 5-star life in the Philippines for a fraction of the price in Australia. Yeah. So that's the thing. There's going to be, the Philippines is cheaper than the Western countries. That's no doubt, I think. Oh, you want me to eat this?
No.
It just depends on your budget. So whatever you're living, like if you live a 3-star life in any country, coming to the Philippines living a 3-star life is going to be cheaper than that country came from if it's Western country. So then you just simply go back to whatever your budget is. If your budget is 10K a month, you're going to live like it's 20 or 30K back home. If your budget is like 1,500 a month, you might have a lifestyle that's about 4,000 back in the US or Canada. So I think at least by 66%, I want to say the Philippines is cheaper than Western countries, mainly because of rent alone, taxi, like transportation, just everyday stuff that you use the most. Like it's just cheap. Food is cheaper if you're gonna cook at home and not only eat like a Texas Roadhouse and all. So if you're just living like a normal life, I guess. Son D. Valen said, what do you make each month with your channel about the Philippines? Not much, my man. Not much. Has me considering whether I should give all this up and do a proper job.
Yeah, that's why we set the goal.
That's not why. That $10 is not going to make a difference. Hey, Joe. Me and my wife are African Americans and have planned to... Oh, I should read that better. Me and my wife are African Americans and we plan to retire in the Philippines at 62. Her main concern is how we will be treated since we're not a Filipina and American couple. You'll be treated well. Look, this whole racism thing, I'm not white nor am I African American, but somewhat in the middle. And I see it from all kinds of angles and I do a lot of interviews and I probably interview more black people on my channel than anybody else that's not black. So nobody says racism is to the degree that where you feel hatred. If it's anything, it's about curiosity and ignorance. People, the kids especially, they don't know how to address you, for example, or they might call you names or whatever that you may not like, or in the Western culture, or it's not appropriate, right? So the Philippines, a lot of that racism, I think, comes from curiosity, most of it. Is there racism? I'm sure there is. Every country. It's just the way things have been for millennia, right? So that's there, but I don't think it's enough for you to really worry. I've seen some of the most happiest people being brothers and sisters from the U.S., right? So African Americans. There's a whole ton of channels specifically for African Americans in the Philippines, so they probably have a better understanding of it and will probably give you some better advice.
And you know what happened?
What happened?
Pattaya lately. I saw the news that they have a gangster, like a teenager. They ride a motorbike together, 2, 3 people in the bike, and then slap in Indian head.
I saw that too.
Yes, it's like they go around the town and do that, but I think they might get arrested at this point because they have CCTV and video. People don't understand like why he do that. He go around the town like even someone cross the road.
People are stupid everywhere. So if you're trying to like justify people's behaviors or actions, you lose your mind.
Yes.
So don't worry about other people. Like not saying you, but I'm saying other when they come here.
I mean, this is an example that maybe don't go to like dirty. I mean, like a red light
If you don't want to get slapped, stay off the streets. Hey Joe, your wife and you will be fine. Rent a bungalow, have a maid. Good for the missus to learn about local life through her. I thought you said rent a maid, have a mistress, is what I read, you know. Have a side chick, basically. But that's not,
Oh.
you saying
Oh.
missus, as in a
Uh-huh.
wife. Anyways, Samuel Martin says, hey brother, love your videos. I live here in Ulangapo City, Philippines. 2 thumbs up, my friend. Thank you guys. If y'all want to give me a thumbs up, double tap the screen. Um, Great to see Palm doing well. Palm is doing well. Palm has her own channel now. They're poking me in the eye with your Christmas tree. Why is this on your head? Why is my beard or whatever, my mustache been itchy today? Um, that's it. Should we stop this? Did we talk about anything really?
We talk about orange.
We're going to talk about oranges. We got this whole bag here,
89.
89 baht. So $2.50 basically. I don't know. What else we got? Give me some snacks. Give me something.
We're gonna talk about.
No, we already talked about that. All right, ask any final questions you guys have about the Philippines, Thailand, Southeast Asia. Wanderlust Asia, which has his own channel, Willie. I'm not really sure if you're posting yet, bro, but or still posting. He's a captain of a ship. From last I recall, the man is a proper traveler. He knows all about the Philippines, so check out his channel as well. He might be a great source of information. Um, what else?
So, do you think Philippines is still good to move in
Yeah, hell
2025?
yeah. It's still way
Is
better
this
than.
late for party?
No, nobody's late to the party. Come on over. Come visit the Philippines. Don't just, I don't know. Don't come here. The women are going to be here. Like, so they're not going anywhere. Don't come here specifically for that. I think it's important to come to the Philippines for a more realistic goal, I want to say, or a reason. Because the women, I think, should be a small part, which will eventually be a big part of your life. But at the beginning, I think it's important to like be familiar with the environments and like get accustomed to life in the Philippines. Find a place you want to live and just enjoy yourself. Because I guarantee there's going to be interest from women regardless. But that's another thing to kind of be worry about. If you get too much interest from women, usually it's not real. Because in the Philippines, it's very similar to many countries. Like women are not going to be the ones approaching you. So if any woman approaches you randomly, they're probably a professional, a freelancer, a working girl, whatever you want to call them. It's very, unless you're like 22 years old, tall, handsome, okay, that's understandable. But if you're a regular person coming here, the women will behave the same as back home when it comes to them approaching you. So the point is, you still got to put in the work. You still got to vet these women. You still got to like be respectful. You still got to meet them in the proper way as far as if you want to just to be having a real relationship. But if you just want to mess around, fool around, be careful with that too, because a lot of people do that too, and you don't know what kind of stuff is out there, right? So,
Women should be a bonus.
yeah, you're right. Women should be a bonus. So I don't need you, right? You're just a
Yeah.
bonus.
Know someone get a good bonus.
Bubble tea, huh? Milk tea. So let's go. Freelancer, short-term girlfriend. Don't expect to find a wife on walking streets exactly. They will make a long eye contact though. Yeah, they will because they're curious.
Yeah.
Filipinos want like, hey, who's this guy in my neighborhood? Where is he from? What's his deal? Right? So they'll show interest in that way. And if anybody makes eye contact with you, that should be your sign as a man to go on over and say hello.
Yes.
And what they say would, I promise you, be a lot softer than anything you hear in the West. So if you get rejected in the Philippines, it's like not to completely emasculate you. You know, it's just that, you know, they'll be very gentle with you if they're not interested.
Yeah. There's a good tip like have wings at them first, and if they.
You're watching South Korean movies, huh? Again, you should like wink at them, right? I'm gonna start winking at a random woman. So, how you doing? Hey, yo, girl. That's how I talk to.
No, I think eye contact is important because that let the girl know that this man interesting in me. If they're interesting, they will smile back. Or yeah, that's a good way for start conversation. Maybe they might smile for the politeness, But if you start conversation, you will have kind of know the idea that, oh, is she really into me? Then make a move.
Can't wait to start smiling at people. Eh?
Make
All
a
right.
move,
Make a move.
guys.
All right. Enjoy the channel. Keep it up. Have a good night, guys. Says above it all. Yeah, you too. Tao says a bank in the Philippines where I could park 100 million Philippines and sleep without worries. Most of the Western banks are not present in the Philippines. I would not. I don't know enough about banking in the Philippines. The good thing about usually in Canada, those things are secured and insured and all that. I would never put my money somewhere where I'm not a citizen in. If something happens, I want to have the strength of the law behind me. Nothing is guaranteed, obviously, but I just would not trust any bank outside my home country, to be honest, with that kind of money, right? So whatever you're putting in there, expect, I know I've heard of like nightmare stories. People can't access their money. People can't get it out. Gcash account gets, like even my own bank, actually, this kind of pissed me off now that we're talking about this, my credit card. So I have a credit card with my bank. The thing got hacked and it wasn't my fault. They manually entered the 16 digits. They said, whatever. They shipped this thing to me, took forever to get here, finally got it. Now I went to buy a flight, and the flight wants me to confirm that it's my visa by sending me an OTP. But the OTP goes to my phone number that I signed up my original banking when I was 12 years old or something, like 20 years ago. So I'm like, okay, I don't have that phone number. Is there another way to verify me? I call them. They're like, there's only two ways. Either we're going to send an OTP to that phone number, or you have to provide us with your phone authentication code. I'm like, what is that? They're like, oh, that's just the PIN that you set up for your phone authentication 15 years ago. I'm like, buddy, I don't know what I ate yesterday. You want me to remember something I never used in 15 years? They're like, sorry, we can't help you. So, yeah, that's my life story. Pissed off all yesterday. Where are we at? Asia. Yeah, see, Wanderlust Asia also says I wouldn't put any money in local bank. I'm glad Willie thinks the same as I do, because as I mentioned, he's really well traveled. He's been in the Philippines for quite a while, so I'm glad we feel the same way. Above it all, no way, man. I believe Philippine National Bank is the only one you can create an account as a tourist. But even then, transfer money to a once a month. Do not use it to park your money. I agree. And we might as well go 8 more minutes, right? Make it an even 1 hour, a roundabout number. I'm trying to think of any Philippines news I was going to cover today, but we'll do that later. 54 people watching, 50 likes. That's pretty good. 4 more likes and we could even it up. Let's see if we get more likes than the people watching.
Now we give them discount. If we get 5 super chat, we'll walk to the beach.
We're going to go another hour, though. I should, deep down, I don't want the super thanks, and I'm not trying to walk. Okay, Palm says we're offering a discount. I like that, though. I like the way you think. Okay, final sale, guys. 5 super thanks or super chats will walk to the beach from the new way we found during the day, so you guys can see that. It's actually high tide now, right? Or most of the time these days.
Yes.
You can't even like do much at the beach.
But
so.
it's like, it's so amazing when the wave hit the shore.
Yeah, when it hits the rocks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a beautiful walk as well because we use a resort, right, from the back end.
Correct.
I have a Revolt account in Australia, or yeah, Aussie, and use the ATM that are free to get my cash, good rates. That's awesome. If you're living in Australia, a Revolt is the way to go. Maybe they're actually international. I don't know. I'll look into it. SSRV visa. I'm from Europe. So American banks are out of the question. Let's go, folks. If you're watching, give it a like. Yeah, Paul, thank you. Hey, oh, look at this. We have 54 thumbs up and only 46 people watching. Pretty good. It's very rare to see that, so thank you, guys. There's a HSBC in the Philippines, but they are a terrible bank. HSBC used to, yeah, I don't know. They're part of something else, I think.
Citibank.
Citibank, a Citigroup or something, yeah. Dragon Belly says online banking allows you to change the contract info, verify that your email, NFCU, or your American bank account is sufficient. No need to get Philippines bank. For what? Not insured also. Yeah, so, and I also heard something about the Philippines only being able to insure about 100,000 pesos, so less than 2,000 bucks. Whatever else you got in there, if it's gone, it's gone. I mean, it's just too risky. I think the risk versus reward factor. Like I wouldn't even know what I need a bank account in the Philippines for. If you're just a regular traveler or tourist or just living a normal life, no need for all that headache, right? All right, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. You want to you want to say hello? Go ahead, say hello.
If anyone have a question or we still open for discussion.
The store is still open. We're still accepting customers with your questions. Let us
Yes.
know.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of customers, what do you guys think? Quit YouTube completely and start a business?
Yes, sir.
Drop both channels and just live here comfortably with a life instead of making videos?
This angle.
Bro, they don't care about my
You
face.
talk to this. You
You
talk to this. I'm
you
gonna
wanna
listen.
I will punch you on like right now. You test me. Send me to jail.
Act,
You're gonna get hurt. Stop.
act.
What's next? Dragon Belly says we will let you take 40K at once. Also, yeah, that's one thing. I think I did that once. 40K at once. I think I did that once. I can't confirm late. That was like a year ago. Hola, said Infant Nishant. Hola. Crypto gaming. Also. So that's basically it for today.
Have anyone ever used a hospital or healthcare system in Philippines yet? I mean, in the comment section.
I'm sure somebody must have by now. And that's another thing. It's so random, right? Some people have a horrible experience in the hospital. Some people say it's just as good as wherever. So I think it depends if you go to like a government hospital, private hospital, if you have money, what was wrong with you, just like anything else, right? It's hard to like take one experience and just make it a whole country thing, right? So
Here's a question for you. If you find out that you have some kind of disease that like a major thing, let's say cancer, will you go back to your country or you will retreat it here?
that's a good question. I don't know. I've never been to the Philippine hospital medical facility, so I have no idea how I would
I mean, like
personally.
in Southeast Asia, like any country, because now you live in Southeast Asia.
If I'm in the Philippines, I think I'll just go to the hospital, see what's up, right? Like, I'm like, okay, what can you do for me? Who your people's at? What's the reviews? Something, right? Get some more information. But if like, yeah, it's a good question. Actually, that might be a good reason to go back to Canada finally.
Because it's a long term plan, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought that far, but who knows? Paul says, I see the Pogo being closed. What about legit online gaming sites? Are they allowed? Oh, yeah, buddy. Pogos are one small part of all that thing. Because, like, there's so many, and there's this whole rebranding. Some Pogos of, like, they are now being licensed from a whole different department, basically. I can't really I don't understand it fully to really comment on it, but I'm just like a skeptical person overall. I doubt that the whole industry just closed. There's no way. They've shifted to something different, probably labeled as something different, just did whole things differently now. The scamming thing is becoming out of control. Like every country, there's entire like farms and buildings full of people doing this stuff now, all over Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand. Every day they're shutting down 20, 30 people. So imagine how many people they don't arrest, how many people they can't find, and how many people are not being, these people sometimes I question. I think it's like an insider tip. Somebody probably gets pissed off and just calls the police on them because they rent out entire resorts and stuff like that. It's not even like they rent out entire buildings
Yeah,
and stuff.
that
So
there might have something happen. Here's the thing that I saw the news. Someone report her husband because her husband go another country and work illegal, but he have a side chick. So she report to the embassy that here is the location that guy work illegal in your country.
damn.
They get arrested.
Women should just accept there's gonna be side chicks all the time, okay? Like, what is the big deal,
It's so funny.
It's not funny for the guy. Wanderlust, adios, amigos. Yeah, nice talking to you, Willie. Um, that's it, y'all. So I'm gonna use this quickly. I just saw something about pogos, or am I forgetting something? Yeah, all that stuff.
The
So,
the post that you'd make about the security card.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah,
Oh.
about 3 out of 4 people didn't agree with security guard's action against that flower girl. 1 out of 4 people said it was justified, which I think when I first saw that video, I'm like, nobody's gonna say he did the right thing. I quickly realized, no matter how strongly you feel about something, there's always going to be somebody else that feels the exact opposite. So there's never gonna be a time where everybody agrees on one thing, right? So it's always important to remember that. And, I've changed my mind in the past regarding other stuff which I thought I 100% agreed with. So whichever side you fall on, you never know. As more information comes out, you might slowly start to shift your opinion about something.
Yeah.
That happened with us one time. Remember? I was
Yeah.
so like adamant that I was right.
In the market, that a foreigner, like they push a foreigner, the coffee store that do not stand on in front of my shop.
I changed your mind on that.
No, you said that, yeah, the store do
Oh
the
yeah,
right
yeah,
thing.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
And
remember
I
that.
said no, the
So
shop
I'll give you guys an example. So in Thailand, in what city is it?
next to Bangkok.
In a city next to Bangkok is a famous place where the train comes through and it's so close, and people take pictures of it. So
Train market.
the train market. So some guy was standing in front of a coffee shop trying to take a picture of this train coming, but the store owner came and pushed him
Yeah.
out of the way. Initially, I'm like, yeah, get out of my store, first of all, or get out of the front of my store. You're taking space from my customers. If you haven't bought anything, go away. So, but Palm's like, no, the customer's right because he can stand there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because he's potentially ruining it for whoever might come in or whatever it was. Eventually, I found out that space wasn't really owned by the store. It was like a public space owned by the government.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So that with that information, I'm like, I have to accept defeat and actually change my mind with new information. So
Yeah, I think it's the same as a security guard when people see another facts that she's not actually kid. That's
yeah, but I
why.
still don't think it's right. That the kid thing, I don't think obviously made it worse, and maybe should have got fired at that point. But not maybe now not fired, but reassigned or retrained or something because it's a grown woman.
Yeah.
But still, like I think a security guy shouldn't be physical towards somebody that's trying to sell flowers and take the flowers and it was too aggressive for what I would assume a kid at the time because he didn't know she was an adult. I don't know, maybe he did. I have no idea. Maybe they know the guy or maybe they
Yeah.
know the girl, right?
Maybe
Maybe
he
she's there
saw
often.
that every day.
So initially, I was 100% the guard is wrong, obviously, right? But as more and more facts came out, that 100% start to come down a little bit. Although I still feel some way, I don't think I feel as strongly as I once did, just with new information coming out. But there's a lot of misinformation too. People keep saying she's another woman, but it's not. So.
Oh, I have a question. If everybody know here for these people, is the gun for a security guard works? Like,
Is it loaded?
yeah, is it can shoot anybody? Like they have the bullet inside or not?
So this is becomes like a legal case in court at this point, right? Was there bullets in the gun? Was she really a student?
No, no,
Was he
because
trained properly? Did
yeah,
he actually kick her? There's so many like
yeah, because not only mall, like a lot of restaurant, like J Cole, they also have a gun. Like it seems like they have everyone have. So I wonder, do they have bullet inside or not?
yeah, I don't know if the gun was loaded or not.
Yeah,
Right.
if anyone know, please let us know from the comment down below.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the likes. I'll see you guys.
Why? I'm asking the question.
Nobody answer. Yeah. So
Yeah, we wait.
for nobody knows. How are they gonna know if the gun's loaded?
Maybe someone know. I don't know.
Then how do you know they're telling the truth? See, crazy world out here. You can't believe everything you see. How do I know this is orange?
It's pineapple. You're wrong.
What? How do I know I'm actually living? Bye. Thank you guys.
What? See, somebody answer. Oh.
Why did I pick Cebu? Initially because that's where the airport was, to be honest. Then I realized it's got everything I want. City life, beach life, a lot of people, a lot of expats. It's modern. It's not modern. It's got a bit of everything. So internet's pretty good in most areas. So yeah, that's why I picked Cebu, a lot of options for accommodation. Was it a plane?
Boat maybe.
A skyboat.
Oh, this one, the kite surfing.
Oh yeah, that guy that. That's why I don't do nothing. I'm not that person, bro. I'm not doing no activity in Asia. That poor guy went parasailing or whatever, died. The other guy, the instructor died. Remember the guy that was hanging off last week or 2 weeks ago?
What happened?
So I don't know if it's parasailing, kite flying. I don't know the names. But the boat goes fast. You're holding on to something. The parachute takes you in the air. Parasailing. So the dude wasn't strapped in tight enough and he fell to his demise.
No, there's a news a couple years ago.
I just saw it last week.
No, this new news is the guy who control parasailing. He never have any protection.
Yeah, but another guy just died too.
Yeah, like a couple months, no, couple years ago.
No, now.
No, we live in 2025.
What's the biggest Philippine mistake did you make? I made no mistakes in the Philippines. I'm the shit. We have nothing. Zero.
Yes, we did.
Tell me
In
one.
Boho, we don't book the boat
Oh,
back.
yes, that's a good one. The biggest mistake I made was to buy a one-way ferry ticket.
Yeah.
So on the way back, it was sold out, or we had to get into a cargo ship, essentially stand the whole time to wait.
Yeah, anyone remember this? If you go to another island, book back and forth.
Back and forth trips. Honestly, I'm sure there's a lot. I just can't remember any major ones sticking out of my head.
I think the boat is the worst because we have to take the van, little small van, to another pier
Oh yeah.
for 2 or 3 hours,
It was
and
just
then
very time consuming.
yes, and they have someone. Can I talk? That's someone eating and burping so loud, like
Ah.
next to
Somebody
next
was
to my
neck. Somebody was eating and burping in your neck, right?
all the time.
In the van.
Yeah, until she finished eating.
Yeah, some of the public unspoken rules don't apply in the Philippines. Like, trying to think, music, for example. People just play whatever on their phone. That's the way they do it in the Philippines. Don't take public transportation. Can't handle it. Philippines or Thailand for the rookies? Ah, that's a good question. For the rookie, I'd go to. Oh, see, this is the thing.
What is the rookies?
Somebody new that's never traveled.
Oh.
So this once again, like for ease, convenience, infrastructure, things being organized, Thailand. For English and just adventure and all that nature and unknown, Philippines, right? So once again, it's really, you got to be more specific still. But I would probably lean a bit more towards Thailand, just because they've streamlined everything.
Sikihor.
For the first timer, the guy would never come out of the island. So
I love it.
yeah, I love Sikihor too, but it doesn't mean it's the first place you should go, right? So first, probably Thailand. But then again, the Philippines, they speak English. But then again, Thailand, for first timers, you don't need to speak anything.
Yeah, because you said this. A couple of days ago in 7-Eleven, I saw a foreigner. She tried to talk to the counter in 7-Eleven, and she don't understand. She explained like 3 times.
We saw that the other day.
Yes, I think the fact that she has strong accent, but yeah, eventually she give up and get upset and walk away.
Language barrier, right?
Yeah, that's why like maybe if you're concerned about communicate to Thailand, it might be difficult.
Yeah, it will be, for sure. Yeah, honestly, you can't go wrong. They're both good countries for different reasons. First timers, probably Thailand, just because they've streamlined everything. So from the automated taxi service to just like the BTS to, everything just kind of, they're set up for tourism, So, but like English, Philippine, right? So if you just want to communicate at least, because no matter what happens in life, I feel like if someone can communicate with you, you can try to figure something out. Well, that might be an issue elsewhere, right? So I still prefer Bohol, nice beaches, and so much people begging for money. Not so much people begging for money. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Once again, just a random topic so we can go ahead and talk. That's it. Bye. See you guys.
Bye bye.